On August 23, 2023, India successfully landed the Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft on the moon's surface.
The fourth country to land a spacecraft on the moon.
It is the first country in the world to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole.
What's really impressive is they did this with a budget of just $75 million, which was half the budget of the movie Interstellar. All the big names like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk were applauding this remarkable achievement. But on the flip side, there was one concerning question. A question that pops up every time any developing country does something noteworthy in space.
More than 700 million Indians don't have access to a toilet. Should they really be spending this sort of money on a space program?
Why are we paying to help poverty-stricken Indians when their own government won't bother?
Now this is a very reasonable question, because after all, why go to space when there are issues here on the ground? So in this video we'll delve into this complex debate, and by the end we'll answer this question that's been pondering for several decades. When people claim that the Indian government should help the poor instead of investing in space exploration, there are two underlying assumptions. First is that the budget that's allocated to Indian Space Research Organization, or commonly called as ISRO, can instead be used to solve poverty. Now let's break down the numbers to see if this would actually work. For the current year 2023, India's overall union budget was about 45 lakh crores. The money that was allocated to ISRO was about 12,000 crores. Now this at first glance might look like a huge amount, but in reality it takes up just 0.28% of India's overall expenditure. For a country as vast as India, with about 1.5 billion people and a GDP of about 264 lakh crores, the money that's spent on ISRO is just 0.05% of its overall GDP. To put this into perspective, this money can't even provide the poor with 3 meals a day. Forget about solving hunger or homelessness. Secondly, people assume that investing in ISRO is like stuffing money in a capsule and launching it into space without any real benefits. But that's certainly not true. ISRO's satellites and space programs have been impacting millions of lives every single day. For a country that's prone to natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, and cyclones, ISRO has launched multiple satellites to forecast weather, predict storms, and it plays a super important role in safeguarding lives and property. Satellites like the GSAT helps the Indian Army in communication and border surveillance, especially with countries like Pakistan and China lurking at its borders. Satellites like the OceanSat provides insights on ocean currents, sea level changes, and it helps fishermen to navigate safely and identify the right areas for fishing. And most importantly, for a country with agriculture at the cornerstone of its economy, ISRO has launched satellites like the RISAT and ResourceSat, which helps farmers to monitor the condition of crops and assist them in production estimation. This is super vital for nationwide food security. From internet and TV to mobile services and medical advancements, multiple facets of our daily life has been significantly improved due to the services offered by ISRO. So claiming that investing in ISRO is a waste of money is a misconception. Now some may argue that investing in satellites and services to improve people's lives is reasonable, but what's the point of going to space? Why go to Mars or the Moon? What's the purpose of these interplanetary missions? First of all, these interplanetary missions have super high standards. The level of precision and reliability that is imposed on these interplanetary missions often leads to the discovery of new materials, innovation of technical systems, advancements in manufacturing procedures, and sometimes even reveal new laws of nature in the process. And in turn, these findings have a far-reaching impact, influencing everything from kitchen appliances to airplanes. So in a nutshell, these missions lead to numerous new discoveries. With the most recent Chandrayaan-3 mission, the objective is to conduct experiments and understand the lunar composition. But why are they doing it? Well, the moon's south pole is believed to have water in the form of ice crystals, and ISRO is specifically interested in the hydrogen aspect of water as it can be used as a rocket fuel, and eventually the moon can be transformed into an interplanetary gas station for satellites and rockets.
But if you separate the hydrogen and the oxygen, H2O, and bring them back together, It is rocket fuel.
And also, the moon's gravity is significantly weaker than Earth. So you can move much deeper into space if you can launch from the moon.
If you have to transport everything from here to moon to build all those facilities, it just doesn't work out.
So ISRO is trying to understand the lunar composition so that they can build facilities using moon's very own natural resources. Now, I know it sounds super complex, but that's the thing. These challenging projects are the ones that lead to innovation, and it inspires individuals to give their best efforts and eventually leads to advancements that benefit society as a whole.
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary.
When you can successfully go to the Mars or the Moon, it adds a lot of credibility to the country's space program. It brings in more foreign projects, which means more employment, more research and innovation, as these missions become a proof of a country's capability. As Vikram Sarabhai said, there are some who question the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society. Poverty, homelessness, food scarcity, etc. are issues that have been persisting for centuries, not just in India but across the world. These are issues that need to be addressed, but it won't happen by simply reallocating the money that's spent on ISRO. The dichotomy that we must do one or the other is a classic fallacy. ISRO is cost-effective compared to other countries' space programs and is still producing significant returns with their budget constraints. I believe that space exploration is one of the most valuable expenses that we can incur. It pays itself back so many times over that it is ridiculous that this myth still exists.